Utah House Speaker Brad Wilson unveiling a multi-million-dollar bill aiming to help protect the Great Salt Lake. But critics say it doesn't go far enough. ABC4's Lena Takata joining us live from Utah's Capitol Hill tonight with more on why some environmental groups are saying this bill is more of a band-aid than a long-term solution. Lena.
Glenn, the Great Salt Lake is the biggest lake in the western United States and a refuge for millions of migrating birds. But advocates protecting the lake say protecting it isn't just an environmental issue, but also a public health one. The declining water levels of the Great Salt Lake threatens its unique ecosystem and even jobs and recreation. Protecting the Great Salt Lake is a serious issue that legislators from both sides of the aisle agree on.
And if we don't protect it, it will create an air quality disaster for all Wasatch Front residents.
If passed, House Bill 410 would create the Great Salt Lake Watershed Enhancement Program. The program would establish a water trust to implement projects to enhance water flow to the lake, conserve and restore upstream habitats, and conduct studies. But Zach Frankel, the executive director of the Utah Rivers Council, says the bill falls short of actually protecting the Great Salt Lake.
The Great Salt Lake needs at least 2 million acre-feet of water every year, and $40 million is not going to get us far enough.
He says the water trust would only last a decade and would only serve as a temporary solution.
A bill that would go far enough would be to amend House Bill 410 to make permanent dedication of water to go into the Great Salt Lake instead of it allowing to terminate, to expire after a few years.
And says to really protect the Great Salt Lake, rivers flowing into the lake must also be protected, which means changing laws that allow hundreds of thousands of acre-feet of water to be diverted out of Utah rivers.
Without water, there is no lake. And if we're not permanently protecting the water sources going to the lake, it's going to disappear.
ABC4 reached out to Speaker Wilson for comment, but he was not available today. Live in Salt Lake City, Lena Takata, ABC4 News.